I know what you're thinking. Scripted? How can it be scripted? Argentina lost. Spain won. That's it. But is that really it? Did Argentina not winning the final mean every push, shove, or goal overruled was fair and not biased in the slightest? That does not sit right with me. What if there is a deeper, more embarrassing story to be told? To answer that, we need to go back to where it all started. Before we do anything, we need to understand why this conversation exists in the first place, because none of this matters unless we accept one fundamental truth. Lionel Messi is the greatest footballer that has ever lived. 8 Ballon d'Ors, 6 European Golden Boots, La Liga's all-time goal scorer. The man has 91 goals in a single calendar year. 91 against actual defenders, not some Saudi farmers. The stats speak for themselves, and for nearly 2 decades, Messi and Ronaldo dragged the GOAT debate across every conversation in the world of football. But there was one thing in the way, one enormous, gaping hole in Messi's legacy, a noticeable, missing piece in his trophy cabinet. To properly settle the GOAT debate, Messi needed to win the World Cup. That was the narrative. The final piece to the puzzle. You see, Messi rocked up to Qatar at the age of 35. It was all or nothing, as the next time Messi will even have the chance of playing the World Cup would be at the age of 39. Surely too old to even make it in the starting 11 for Argentina by that point. With the weight of the whole nation on his shoulders, Argentina came into the 2022 World Cup on a 36-game unbeaten run, winning the Copa America in 2021, followed by a battering win over Italy to win the whatever. The point is, they genuinely looked unstoppable. The media narrative was already written before a ball was even kicked. Messi, the last dance, finally winning the big one. It was poetic, cinematic. Every camera was on Messi. And then Saudi Arabia happened. Saudi Arabia ranked 51st in the world at the time, a team that had won just 2 of the 8 pre-tournament friendlies, a team nobody, and I mean nobody, saw winning the game. But they did. They beat Argentina 2-1 in one of the most stunning upsets in World Cup history. So, if FIFA was scripting the whole tournament in favour of Messi, why would VAR overturn a goal in favour of Argentina? Oh, did I say a goal? I meant 3 goals. 3 marginal offsides that they could have easily overlooked. The game could have been finished by the time the ref blew the whistle for half-time. Then, in the space of 5 minutes, Saudi Arabia scored twice and shocked the whole world. It actually makes Argentina's eventual World Cup run even more impressive. They lost the opening game and still won the whole competition. Only Spain has ever done that before, in 2010 losing to Switzerland and going on to win the whole tournament. Not to mention, the other group games that Argentina had were Poland and Mexico. Argentina could have easily slipped up, lose one of the 2 games and finish 3rd with a tough round of 16 fixture, or even face elimination. But what if that was the whole point? Losing to Saudi Arabia created a story. Argentina's 36-match unbeaten streak? Gone. The greatest upset in World Cup history. A substantial price to pay the FIFA gods in return for winning the trophy. And the comeback is all set to unfold. Now, Argentina winning is one thing, how they won is another. Let's look at their 2022 knockout path after the group stage. They first had Australia in the round of 16, followed by Netherlands in the quarters, Croatia in the semi-final, and finally France in the final. 1 elite international team, 2 very good dark horses, and Australia. Not bad for a World Cup run. Compare that to the fixtures of the runners-up, where they faced Argentina, obviously, Morocco in the semis, England in the quarters, and Poland. Pound for pound or fixture for fixture, yes, you could argue that France had the harder run, but there isn't that much of a difference. And here's the thing, Argentina could have easily had to go up against Brazil if they didn't lose to Croatia on penalties. In fact, there's an argument Brazil should have been given a red card after a very high boot to the head from Danilo that ended in a yellow card, which VAR reviewed and decided not to tell the referee Michael Oliver to double check his decision. Interesting. Speaking of VAR, throughout the tournament, Argentina received a few decisions that raised a few eyebrows. Just in the World Cup final, Messi is gifted a penalty after a rather comedic fall from Di Maria. Thinking about it, I feel like I'm having some deja vu. Anyway, all of this brings us to the main event. Let's talk about the actual 2026 FIFA World Cup draw. Introduced to the stage are 3 presidents of the host countries. Going one by one, they pick out a ball from 3 different pots. Each one picks out their own nation. All 3 times, quite literally live streaming them cheating. And after an AI automated mechanism put all 48 countries into groups in a system that I have no clue how it works. I just trusted them that it was fair and moved on. Not only that, but FIFA introduced a new rule, putting 4 of the best teams in specific groups, so that mathematically they would not be able to play against each other until the semis. Those 4 teams being Spain, France, England, and, drumroll please, you guessed it, Argentina. If you think about it, FIFA has literally guaranteed that Messi can't be knocked out in the early stages of the tournament by any of the best teams. Now, for Argentina's group, yeah, I know he's 39, but come on, don't make it too easy for him. Jordan, no, not that Jordan, were making their World Cup debut. Algeria with a retired Mahrez being the only good player, and Austria that is, nah, that was Messi's competition in this group. But let's compare the average ranking of these opponents to the other opponents of the top seeds. We do this by simply adding up all the FIFA rankings of the opposition and dividing it all by 3. On paper, Argentina's group wasn't the easiest. Nowhere near. In fact, there are 3 groups out of the top 8 that have, again, on paper, easier groups. But one quick glance and a little bit of common sense will tell you that the FIFA rankings are utter shit. I mean, Ivory Coast is 8 spots behind Algeria. Like, really? So yes, Argentina's group is harder if you go by only stats and don't watch any football whatsoever. Maybe it is meant to look harder. So if he was to win his second World Cup, it would seem more impressive. But this is just the group. What about the knockout stage? Well, first, let's look at the toughest opponents each of the best 6 teams of this World Cup had to face. Argentina's run is honestly extremely easy, especially compared to the other 6. Cape Verde, Egypt, Switzerland, and then only in the semis they are facing a top 10 nation. Compare that to any other team and you see why people are suspicious, especially when you look at the run France could have had. If Germany didn't fumble against Paraguay, they would have had to face 4 top 10 ranked teams: Germany, Morocco, Spain, and Argentina. And same for Spain, having to play against Portugal, Belgium, and France, all before even thinking about the final. Compare that to Argentina's run and yeah, kind of makes you think, did they really add an extra round, allowing the likes of Cape Verde into the competition just to give Argentina more chances of playing against the worst teams? But why? Why would FIFA go so far out of their way to hand the most prestigious trophy to this small man? FIFA is projected to earn an estimated $8.9 billion from the 2026 World Cup. That's 54% more than in Qatar. They've sold out every single global sponsorship slot for the first time ever. Adidas, Coca-Cola, Visa, even DoorDash were all in. So what has Messi got to do with any of this? Well, being the biggest fish comes with its perks. Messi alone features in 22% of all World Cup advertising campaigns. That is more than once every 5 ads. And that isn't just by accident. Think of it like YouTube retention. The longer a popular creator stays in a video, the more people watch, the more ads play, the more money everyone makes. When KSI gets knocked out of a competition in a YouTube video, the views drop off. But if he sticks to the end, and potentially wins the competition, that's where the money is. Messi is KSI in this metaphor. Every game he plays, more people tune in, more casual fans care, more sponsors are happy. So does FIFA want Messi going deep? Of course they do. In a way, it's a popularity contest. The best teams and the biggest names make the most noise. And maybe the whole point wasn't to actually make Messi win the World Cup, but for him just to get to the final. I mean, imagine this. If the way FIFA generated money was from actual viewership, wouldn't it make sense to create a villain arc? A team that plays rough, fouls non-stop, yet the referee does nothing about it. A team that makes your blood boil, yet you still watch just to see their downfall. Well, that's the key aspect. Still watch. To FIFA, it doesn't matter who watches the final. that people that might not care about those countries will tune in anyway just to see Argentina lose. That is the moneymaker. In a way, this doesn't even have to be applying to Argentina. Any foul and decision by the referee that is controversial and fans do not agree with will blow up all over social media, giving the World Cup a bigger spotlight so that more people watch it. At the end of the day, FIFA is a business. And if you're still thinking, okay, I watched this whole video and I still don't know if it was even fixed or not. Well, here's the thing, we can't know for certain if it was or not. Spain did win, showing FIFA doesn't have the power to simply hand the trophy to whomever they want. The team still has to kick the ball to win it. But do FIFA have the power to sway a match in a certain way or encourage the amount of controversial decisions? Maybe. Or maybe the referees that are hired by FIFA for one of the biggest sports are just completely useless. But who knows? So tell me what you think. Are you in the Messi is just that guy camp? Or are you wearing the tinfoil hat? Comment down below. For now, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing. And in the meantime, see you in the next one. You're still here? Well, the button is right there. You might as well press it.